Tesla gets an upgrade from $440 to $1,000 a share by Canaccord, an analyst firm on the buy side. This is Greg for Teslafaninsight. Thanks once again for joining us. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're a repeat visitor, welcome back. We also want to thank our Patreon supporters. If you enjoy the show and would like trading help as well as ideas on managing your trading activities on Tesla and other firms, please take time to like and subscribe and join us on Patreon. So this is a really big day today because there's a strange thing that we've been trying to figure out for the last several months. And what that thing is the fact that we've sort of entered a new realm for Tesla sort of after the S&P activity. Basically, what's been happening is that there are ways you can shift when you get a nice move in Tesla stock from one period to the other. Some of those techniques are obvious and some of them are not so obvious. In this case, what we're discussing and have been discussing on and off with our Patreon supporters and occasionally on our regular show is the fact that every week we're having this, since the announcement of better than expected sales, this should have tamped down all the discussions of the fact that Tesla has a large number of analysts that are negative on the stock's ability to compete. And that answer should have been done. And what we were expecting for the last week and a half was exactly this. First, we would get one analyst firm saying, well done by Tesla. We can now raise their stock price. And so we've been kind of stuck in this very strange period where Tesla's stock price does well. The analysts, only one analyst gave them the $1,000 upgrade they deserved, and everybody else was sitting on their hands not doing anything. Now we finally have a reputable firm give Tesla a nice upgrade from 400 to 1,000, and we think that this is great. Clearly the market appreciates what it did as well. The stock price was up in the 705 realm on the high today. It was up basically 30 points, which is terrific. Now, as we've discussed in the past, there is a 3-day rule that hits for this type of analyst, and therefore we think the apex for the week of Tesla is going to be sometime Wednesday or Thursday when everybody has been able to digest this news and bake it into what's going on. So there are a couple of other sort of minor details that come along here that I think are important to note. Number one is there's a company called Barrons. Barrons is part of Rupert Murdoch's Wall Street Journal organization in New York. And Barrons is an excellent publication and has been sort of well regarded for a long time. One of the things Barron has not been doing is actually helping to promote anything kind of good about Tesla. As you may recall, we've done a couple of shows about the fact that the Wall Street Journal did an article about the fact that Tesla has a hard time finding parking spaces at most of its facilities, and therefore the fact that they can't figure out how to park cars is a sign that they may not have their act together in terms of a company, of how to run a company of this size. We've clearly found that to not be the case, but I wanted to kind of just bring this general idea up that for Barron's to list a story that gives Tesla major league kudos is a bit of surprise. So the headline that we saw was that one should buy Tesla currently because it has a lot of the ecosystem attributes that we're seeing with Apple that have resulted in Apple being sort of the highest market cap company in the world. And so we wanted to sort of review that. I think everybody already knows about the impact on a per share basis on the fact that they're actually doing these, they're doing the ability of the vehicle to go out and drive itself is one of the major focuses of where Tesla's going. I really think that what drove the stock today significantly is a new idea that's being focused on, and that is Tesla just did a $50 million deal with Apple to provide scale batteries, and the suggestion made by this analyst that impacted their decision to elevate the price is you have all kinds of smaller, what could become very large revenue streams lurking for the company. Obviously, they do batteries. Obviously, they have the autonomous driving potential as revenue stream. There's some video game activities that they're building into the cars. You also have them selling electricity across the country as drivers are moving their vehicles around. And then his most important suggestion was $8 billion worth of revenue from their energy storage business. So as you may recall, for those of you across the country that may not be seeing a lot of it, basically you have power challenges in Northern and Southern California, and you also have pollution challenges. So one of the ways that this is being addressed is by having Tesla help to set up scale solar facilities with battery storage that allows them to pick up sort of peak production or draw of power in Northern and Southern California. And so the energy business is getting larger. I'll remind you that the former CTO of Tesla actually indicated that in his mind, he thought that the power storage business that Tesla was in would actually end up being bigger than the car operations they're in over time. And I think that, you know, the fact that this was brought up as a reason to increase what the valuation might be of the stock short and long term is a powerful add to the conversation about what the company might do over time. So I just wanted to say congratulations to those of you who are long in the stock, and congratulations to Tesla for all the work it takes to deliver in this fashion. As you know, we haven't been doing that many shows that are direct. It gives us a chance to do some editing and so forth, but this gives you a chance to sort of fire off questions. I will admit that the screen is so far from me, I can't actually see your comments, so I'll have to respond to them by picking them up afterwards and responding then. So, you know, what am I expecting? Well, I have to say that I was what I'm looking for right now is, it's great if one company says, good job, you guys are going to do great things. The problem that pops up is that if you don't get a large number of analysts going in that direction, I want to say it's almost a beauty contest. So kind of what I mean is that if you're sitting at a firm and you have reports come in from 5 different firms on a stock, each of those are positive, saying, hey, these guys are going to do it. What will then happen is those large firms will say, hey, we've got corroboration of the concepts for this across a number of firms, so we're happy to elevate our price targets and roll with it. When you just have like 1 or 2, in this case it's an analyst that's gone from 400 to 1,000, so that's actually an excellent move up. And this is also an analyst that in the past has not been, you know, like some of the analysts trying to sort of go to the higher end of the pricing range. You're kind of in that situation where do you as a money manager making $5-10 million a year want to say to your boss, well, this one guy was positive and we kind of got a second guy that was positive too, that was kind of low on the price target previously. And so what they're really looking for is what happens when second, third, and fourth people join the $1,000 price target for Tesla, based on how the numbers looked and based on a lot of the forward thinking that's going on. So I was sort of hesitant to do this show only because it really has not been fun to see Tesla get towards 700 and then pull back to 677 and then go back to 700 again, and then this whole back and forth routine stuck in a trading range. And I really think the $1,000 price is justified. China is doing well and growing rapidly. They're selling everything they could make from the Fremont factory. There's a lot of European customers / American customers that are waiting on their Model Ys for a number of reasons. So my whole take on this whole thing is that we're in the zone right now where Tesla should have 2 or 3 analyst upgrades. We should be in the $750 to $800 a share, hunting for $900 a share once all the numbers that came in for the quarter are known. Without this, we're kind of stuck in this zone where it's like, will those money managers accept that one manager has upgraded, even if the upgrade is for a valid reason? And so the answer to this, we're going to find out in the next 2 days. I generally think it's going to be positive, but I really don't think it's going to be the blockbuster that we deserve / Tesla deserves, based on how great the quarter was. So we will obviously keep an eye on it for you. Congratulations to those of you who are long, who've made some good money on what happened today. I think that 1 or 2 more upgrades is all it takes for us to get up into the giant numbers for Tesla. And we really look forward to that actually happening versus what we've been seeing in this up and down routine that we've seen. I want to also, this is sort of a brief update today. Tomorrow we're actually going to be doing the first in our series of charting activities. So we're actually going to be bringing on a chartist to help us to figure out what we're going to see in the near future. And I wanted to encourage you to join us for that. I think what we're going to do is post the charts that he's presenting to us on Teslafaninsight on Facebook, and then we're going to do the interview that we're going to go through what the chart has to say, because in a live video it's going to be harder to post something extra. If you have a problem getting to Facebook, we can email the charts we're going to be working off to you, so you can work with the show and the charts as well, if that's not an appropriate process for you. Any rate, I wanted to remind you of our health tips. First, don't forget your COVID-related elderberry with zinc, also vitamin D, vitamin C. Also wanted to note that do not go to bed within 4 hours of eating, preferably at minimum 2 to allow the food to digest. Also wanted to encourage you to consider a 2-5 or other diet that might get you on into the space of fasting diets that are out there. Also wanted to encourage you to consider 25 leg lifts a day per leg as a way to strengthen the quad muscles, limiting the chance of knee issues. Our spine doc recommended not running on hard surfaces, particularly if you're above 6 feet and you're above 50 years old, because those hard surfaces are hard on your knees and your back. I also wanted to add that there's a new idea that we were introduced to by one of our viewers called forest bathing, which involves trying to spend 5 to 10 minutes a day walking in sort of wooded forest areas as a way to de-stress in a healthy way with the impact of being in nature. At any rate, I wanted to thank you all for joining us for this brief update. I think it's great that the stock is up, and it even battled a down market to stay up today, so I just think there's a lot of positive to it. My hope, though, is that we get 1 more upgrade, maybe 2, and that'll be worth a nice 100 points, maybe 150 points over the next couple of weeks as we head to the announcement on the 26th. One other story we've sort of dug through and dug up is that there's a back and forth going on right now as to what's happening with the 4680 battery, and we're going to be presenting a show related to the fact that there's a lot of literature that's come out, particularly on Bloomberg from a major consulting firm, that says that the problems the batteries solve have been out there for a long time and not solved. So it's questioning whether or not this might work. And I would say that we've got some good news on it, and to go with it, the Arizona testing for those vehicles is now on. So I'm really looking forward to seeing sort of having an opportunity to present on it, because the 4680 is sort of the target for Germany, and a number of other ways it's going to make a huge difference as it's implemented. At any rate, I wanted to again thank you for joining us. This is Greg for Teslafaninsight. Tschüss German, au revoir French, lehitro hiru, Khoda Hafiz Farsi, Strazviche Russian, Ni hao ma Chinese, Konbanwa Japanese, good day for folks in Australia, namaste our friends in India, and in Jamaica we say enough respect, walk good man. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. We look forward to your after comments, and let's make some money on Tesla's stock price this week. Have a great day, and bye for now.